Yeah. 30 seconds. All right, it's time to go. How are you doing? There's a glitch in the matrix. Got that fixed. All right, one more sip and then let's get going. Notice the time is off too. Hang on. All right, good. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 21,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance, because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. But please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never, ever, ever, ever risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hello, my name is Wayne. I'm a currency trader just like you. Pachow. So, look, we got an interesting day. The President of the United States is stepping aside for someone else to lead. With about, 100 days to go? That's not a lot of time. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things happening I would say, even in the next few days. So my message is that the usual... Okay, things like seasonality or pivot points may not be applicable during a time of unusualness. So remember, these are unique times that might require your unique ability to adjust and adapt in real time. Okay, so it's not normal. This is abnormal. So be prepared, be ready, and such. Now, if you're a member of Investor Boot Camp, normally what I do at the day trading group is we meet closer to the Tokyo Open, just before the Tokyo Open. Well, actually about a half an hour before any of the markets opened. Right? We're talking half an hour before New Zealand opened. I did a video for day traders and swing traders and made sure that everyone was prepared, ready, willing, and able. Jordan says, like the market is going to range. Well, I never said that. Okay. So anyways, let's get on with it. Okay. Let's start with my oh my WTI. Definitely, okay, a change in direction. We had an up, we had support, we then had lower highs, and now we have lower lows. Ooh la la. Definitely a change in direction. Okay. So, the change in direction here usually happens between June and July. Okay, that's pretty typical. I've been teaching that for 20-something years. And so this is, well, a little later than usual, but not, not cray-cray. So is this a longer term down? Yeah, it could be. In particular, on Thursday, we have GDP, right? Has GDP been up or down over the last few quarters? And this is where you actually type. So make sure you respond. Has GDP been going up or down? And is GDP expected to go up or down in the near future? This will come down to Fed policy. So I want you to make sure you understand. The answer is down. And that means a contraction in the economy, which means less energy required. But on top of that, this is seasonal anyways. Okay? So, yeah, okay. Cool. Anyways, well, how about XAU? XA me. XA together happily. All right. Yeah, not bullish anymore technically. Okay, gold has been a winner, chicken dinner for a little bit from when we were down in here. Okay, now if you're still a bull, what this chart says is ready, willing, and able. Are you going to, or are you going to not? Is you or is you ain't my baby? Right? Is you is or is you ain't my baby? So if you're a bull, that's what it says. If you're not a bull, okay. Notice like the simplicity of riding the moving averages, but without the pivot points, I always feel naked. Well, that's the whole point. I want you to look at what you like, what you don't like, analyze it, and then say, what more would you want? And so, right? Feels a little naked, feels a little vulnerable without those targets. You also want to find the time frame you think is in play. Okay? Shorter time frames. Well, Peter, it's not a silly question. You know what is silly, Peter? I've been drawing my Fibonacci lines wrong, and I say that in air quotes, for about 22 years because I'm self-taught, but I'm also an entrepreneur. So the way you're supposed to do it, I don't like at all, never have. So I do them differently. So I don't have a quick answer, except I draw them upside down. But there's a reason for it, but all of that is at Investor Bootcamp. Silver, yeah. Bearish for a little bit, huh? You notice the up, the consolidation, the breakdown, the pullback, the roll reversal. This is almost like the one in the in my book, but you could also count this as like a head and shoulders, right? So you go to the top of the crown, and you take it down, then you move it over. Okay. What I'm trying to get at is it's now played out. Okay. This doesn't have to continue down anymore. Okay. The pattern is complete. Okay. And fairly accurate. The market traded it just like everyone's been trained. Everybody knows how to do that trade. Cool. All right. That happened. All right. All right. So now what? Well, I don't know. I'm long Bitcoin, and I'm trying to hold on for the rest of the week. But I did buy it in here. It's 63 something. And yeah, trying to get a little higher. The challenge is that at this price here, which is basically 69,000, that's the the resistance pivot, and that gets us from an S1 to an R1. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Technically, that's a big deal. But I'd like to get this back to the all-time high, which is 73. I'd like a lot of things, but when you use technical analysis, it says there's a high probability it doesn't get there. Now, fundamentally, Donald Trump is expected to speak at a crypto conference this week. Let's see if I can pull that up. So there's something coming up in Nashville. So I just found a random article. Bitcoin traders brace for fat tails as focus shift to Trump's Nashville Bitcoin conference speech. Trump will announce a bigger role for Bitcoin in the financial system, triggering a parabolic rise in the cryptocurrency price. So knowing this was coming, I own some. Not on this chart. I actually own the actual thing. It's in my Coinbase account. And from here to here, I've made about 7.5%. Huh! Well, hell's bells. And so I'm trying to hang on. A strategy known as hold on for dear life. Hodl. And I'll see if I can survive until then. And what I wanted to see is, when is the conference? Does anybody know what day? July 27th. What's the date today? Oh my God, it's only the 22nd? It's like Friday. Really? Oh, I can't hang on that long, really? It's Saturday. Oh, God. I can't hang on till Saturday. Oh, my God. Yeah, well, there you go. Guess I'm going to have to, huh? Maybe, these things are very often, buy the rumor, sell the news type stuff. Yeah, so what's a Marriott like in Salt Lake City, Utah? No breakfast, cafe doesn't accept credit cards, Delta Airlines, mobile check-in is not available. There's nowhere to eat. You can't use credit cards. Oh my God. Gee whiz. All right. Stock market. Up would be good. Yeah, up would be good. Get back on the 21. And sort of a Donald Trump bump. Biden's out. Trump wins. Tax cuts. Risk on. I don't know. Plausible, though. It's definitely a plausibility for today. Something that didn't exist on Friday or Thursday or Wednesday. Okay? It's good to remind you that in January, early January, I did a webinar. You guys paid $4.44. And I predicted with my magic, which I only use for good and not for evil. My magic said somewhere between here and here. What did I say? Between Canada Day and Bastille Day will be the top of the market. And it will fall until October. Well, I think that is Bastille Day. Okay? And my magic is powerful. I can tell you that corn will be head high at the same period. I can also accurately predict that it is going to snow in the winter. Yes. I'm pretty good. I get it right most years that it'll snow in Canada in February. Yeah. So anyways, there's my radical prediction. It happens every year, bro. Okay, so anyways, that's cool. Now... Okay, so I guess what I'm getting to is this is usual, but we have something unusual going on today that never happens. So now we're in a situation like, could this lead to an unseasonal rally? Yeah, that's called fundamentals. See, a lot of people get economic news confused with fundamentals. Economic news is not fundamental. It's an economic data release. It provides volatility. They are events. They are data points inside of a data set. But what matters? How will the market move based on this data? Most of the time, 95% of the time, maybe 99% of the time, the market is moving based on the health of the economy, and in particular, the central bank's response. This is a political change, but that is fundamental because it changes fiscal policy. C plus I plus G. So the G changes things. If you have a change in government, you have a change in fiscal policy. So Trump will probably, cut taxes. Taxes, T percentage down. But T tariff raise. So one of those gets played out, right? So anyways, be prepared for something. Could this do this? That would be a rally based on the perception of tax cuts. Okay. Right? Will that happen? Oh, I don't know. Huh? I don't know. But it's possible. Okay, now the next thing is, well, you could say, well, anything's possible. Well, do your job as a technical analyst. Okay, don't ask me, read your chart. Okay, is this resistance, yes or no? If the answer is yes, then your assumption is the next candle is down. Good, well, set it up. But your further observation might tell you that, no, what if it rallies up? Well, then you got one of these. It's called price action. Okay? Yeah, price action. Okay, drill into a smaller time frame. Green on the open. Okay. It's been green since Asia opened. Okay. Okay, cool. So you might see this as bullish. I'm going to take the other side because it hasn't made a higher high yet. What do we know about what's above us? What above us, see the green zone that we're in is a buy zone. But we also know up here is a sell zone. Okay? So I would caution you. You've known from Sunday afternoon till now of the risks in this market. And if you show up in New York and now you want to get going and warm up, dude, where were you on Sunday? You can't just show up in New York and see green candles and say, I'm going to buy it up here. You're 18 hours late. You can't buy at resistance. So I don't know. Are you going to try like a trap and break strategy and stuff like that? But you should know. I mean, really, you should know that this whole zone here is a sell zone. Okay. So the buying 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. All right. Well, it's a tricky price. I hope you're not just waking up to the facts and just starting. If you were managing a multi-billion-dollar fund, do you think it would be acceptable just to show up on Monday morning and figure it out? No. All right. Yeah, so anyways, ooh, Bitcoin, no, green, Bitcoin, green. Yeah. All right, dollar. Yeah. Dollar strong. That tells me stock market down. Yep. Dollar strong, that's risk off. Stock market down. So, here we are in the first 30 minutes of trading. Stock market is up, hitting the central pivot point and the sell zone. What do you think? Could be resistance. Okay. Euro dollar, definitely down. Sold off the sell zone right in here. Okay, weekly swing down in the direction of the 21.55. Okay, that's why they're there. Another way of looking at it is I call them Lucas bands. Where do I have them? I'm probably staring right at them. There you go, Lucas ribbons. Okay, prices below the ribbons you sell. Oh, Frank, that has to do with all the Chinese data. Yeah. Which came out, I don't know, a week ago? Yeah. But you see it's bearish, right? See how naked this chart is? You want it to be more complicated, huh? Be interesting to see how it behaves at this price here. Okay. You can see if it breaks below. Oh. Yeah. Okay. All right. Pound was strong. So I took a little shot. Let's do this on a 15. Okay. I'm long. I know it's hard to see, but let's do it this way. I'll do this in white, I guess. All right. So I am long right here. Why? High, high, low, buy it. My stop, I'll do that in blue, just because there's not a lot of blue here. My stop is right here. Oh, well, you're just playing the daily pivots, Wayne. Uh-huh. Okay. With the plausibility of maybe a counter trend kind of thing, right? And then we got this. So is it the right trade? No, but it is a trade. Okay. So anyways, We wait. It looks doubtful, but we wait. And if it works out, then I'll probably end up getting a lot of other trades. But you can see none of those have really worked out. This is definitely, see, last night it was not as clear as it is now. This is why I prepared everybody. You can see yen is very strong, but also dollar is very, very strong, huh? And dollar is less strong versus pound, but is very strong versus Kiwi. It's very strong on euro, very strong versus Aussie, right? So definitely risk off. Okay? But Ojo, I made that trade 18 hours ago at the market open. So it wasn't clear in that moment. Okay? But I prepared everyone to be ready. Markets do not like uncertainty, so it kind of feels like either they're worried about Trump raising tariffs or they're very concerned about the Democratic Party being in turmoil. And the uncertainty on that is very negative. Okay. So, yeah. Well, so I gave advice to members of Investor Bootcamp to focus heavily on price action. Yeah. And, yeah. Like, I'll show you, like, when you go to the daily pivots, biased pivots, right? Risk off, bearish mode. Okay. It went up to the sell zone, up to the monthly pivot, and dropped like a ton of bricks in the direction of the prevailing trend. Yep. That's it. Right? Price action. Up to resistance, double top, lower high, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, then you got to probably go out to a 15 for this one. Okay, hit support. Okay, responded to support, waited for the London Open, then dropped like a ton of bricks. Asia Open. So for those that are not members of Investor Bootcamp, we teach you not just how to trade, but when to trade. Asia Open, London Open, faux show. RWA, ready, willing, and able. There is no such thing as a good buy zone in a downtrend. Okay. All right. I gave another piece of information or advice to traders 18 hours ago. I said, normally you'd be worried about these pivot points. This is not normal. Normally you would have every right to be worried about these, like this gray zone or even the green zone, depending on whether you're using weekly or monthly. You would normally have every right. But this may not be normal. This may be a fundamental change. So focus primarily on price action. Emerald says that's a take profit zone. Based on what? Based on what happened in June. We just had the President of the United States of America step down. Is that normal? Did that happen in June? This is now abnormal. So, okay, but once again, that was my advice 18 hours ago. Yeah. I did it hours earlier than normal just to make sure you're ready, willing, and able. Okay, ahead of it, before it happened. Okay, yen strength is a sign of risk off. Swiss franc strength is a sign of risk off. Okay. So you can see pound Swissy, otherwise known as Pissy. Pissy is up a little bit while everything else is down. Well, that's why I bought, or not why, but that indicates like the one thing the pound dollar I'm long isn't performing well, but it makes sense. But anyways, CAD Swissy way down, Aussie Swissy way down, Kiwi Swissy way down, Euro Swissy. By the way, QuantBox has been telling you this for days. So anyone that subscribes to QuantBox already knows all of this stuff. Okay, nothing magic here. The only interesting thing here is that the pound is strong. Okay, but I want you to see that dollar is strong, Swissy is strong, yen is strong, and the stock market's going up. Three of these things belong together. But one of these things don't belong here. Okay? And so you can do all the work like I just did. That's called a relative strength exercise. Or you can just open up this tool I made for you, and it shows yen strength, Swissy strength, and dollar strength, which tells you, oh, risk off. I did it the old-fashioned way. I've also done it with scatterplot earlier today. I can use the indices to do that. The thing is, I know. I've measured it 3 different ways. I know it's happening. Right? And I want to use these as an example. I don't really care how you get to the conclusion, but you need to know this stuff. Either you need to use the right tools, or you need to use your charts properly, or you need to be a subscriber and at least hear me. But if you don't know this stuff, you ain't going to make it. You're like, I'm going to walk across the desert but not bring any food or water. Yeah, all right. Why? I don't want to make the guy selling water rich. Oh, well, good luck with your journey. Peace be upon you. You need to know this stuff. I mean, like, it's not a critical thing, it's a must. Interesting reaction with peso, huh? That is interesting. Dollar's just waking up against peso. People don't want to let go of that. How's the rand? Okay. Yeah. Well, we're still a long ways from 20, so I suppose that's good. But we're above 18. Well, it looked really good there for a while, didn't it? Like this idea that, yearly M3, we should get this down to 16. Yeah, so I wonder how this plays out. We're on the annual pivot point. And based on what we see here, a reasonable plausibility of getting this down somewhere between 16 and 15. But we wasted more than half the year and haven't even got below 18, really. So much of the year has just been floating between 19 and 18. And look at this. Last year, the accuracy of our pivot points. Cray. Crazy. Okay. So yeah, we'll see how it does here. But right now, I would expect more up than down. So the next sell zone is up here, about 18.5 maybe, huh? Yeah. Cool. So once again, I'm using the Traders Way ECN platform. You should be using Traders Way as well. Go check them out. Get yourself an ECN. But I'll let you go because the markets are moving. So I hope you're ready, willing, and able. And I hope you heed my advice. Realize that today is probably unusual. Tomorrow is probably unusual. And that you should focus primarily on price action. And if you're like, Wayne, I don't know how to trade price action, then go to investorbootcamp.com. It's 88 hours for a minimum of 88 hours of lectures, not just babble like I do every day. Real lectures. And in that, one of the courses is on price action. So there's no reason for you to not know this. It's ridiculously cheap. So anyways, focus on price action. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Have a wonderful day.